Hello, my name is Mark Friedman, and I've written a book, this one right here, that may fundamentally challenge the way you think about Judaism. The title of the book is Come Now, Let Us Reason Together, Discovering the Torah's Liberal Values. And I'm using liberal here in the classic sense of a deep respect for individual liberty without any partisan implications. In the book, I present an extended scholarly argument that authentic Judaism is not represented by the men in the long black coats and black hats and their insular repressive communities. Rather, I argue that Judaism at its core is tolerant, pluralistic, and innovative. To understand the argument, we have to review a bit of Jewish history. That is specifically the developments that occurred after the destruction of the Second Temple and the exile of the Jewish people by the Romans in 70 CE. Up to that point in time, the Jews communicated and connected with God through temple sacrifices. Since the temple was no longer available, the rabbis of that era reinvented Judaism, substituting prayer and Torah study for temple sacrifices. These rabbis also canonized the 24 books that constitute the Hebrew Bible. This Judaism, known as Rabbinic Judaism, is the precursor to the Judaism we have today. A deep dive into the sources, the classical sources of Judaism, demonstrate, I think, that Rabbinic Judaism was tolerant, pluralistic, and innovative. It was committed to two fundamental principles. First, a deep respect for moral autonomy, meaning that a person's individual choices have to be respected and honored unless they threaten to violate the rights of others. Second, and of equal importance, the rabbis believed that controversy, dispute, and minority opinions were the royal road to truth. Sadly, Rabbinic Judaism was pushed off course by three developments that took place in the Middle Ages. I'm referring here to Christianity, the Karaite heresy, and Islam. As a response to what were then perceived as existential threats, the leaders of Judaism in the Middle Ages substituted for the ancient oral traditions and customs that had grown organically in various Jewish communities. They transformed those into divine commandments known as the oral Torah from Sinai. And this development enhanced the authority of the rabbis and made apostasy or deviation from their doctrines a much more serious matter, because instead of simply disobeying custom and tradition, you were disobeying the divine will, the divine commandments. This development came at the price of a deep and abiding stasis that characterizes the ultra-Orthodox communities to this day. So the bottom line is that the more liberal streams of Judaism are much closer to the ethos of Rabbinic Judaism and thus authentic Judaism than the ultra-Orthodox communities. If these ideas are interesting to you, you may want to take a look at my book as I pursue them in much greater depth, providing numerous examples from the Torah, the Talmud, and other classic sources, as well as numerous citations to authoritative scholarly sources. Thank you for your attention.